We lost our daughter on October 28th of 2015, and my wife was 41 weeks and a day.
I had gone through a perfect pregnancy, and it was our first pregnancy, first baby. We were really excited. No red flags, nothing to be concerned about.
I remember pulling into the driveway, and as my tires hit the pavement, something came over me. And I can't explain it till this day. I'll never be able to explain it. But I walked in, and the first thing I did was look at my wife, and I said, "Is everything okay?" And she goes, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Are you sure?" And I kept saying it, and I still had this aura about me, and I can't explain what it was.
I was laying on the couch, and I felt one huge kick. And I kind of grabbed my stomach, and I was like, "Baby girl, what was that?" And I rolled around a little bit, realizing that she wasn't moving. We flew to the hospital, and when we got there, they told us, "Your daughter's dead." They tried to find her heartbeat, tried to find it, and nothing. And then they just said, your daughter's gone. It hit Tony right away, but I was in shock.
At that point, I ended up collapsing, and I remember they got me a chair, and we were both looking at each other saying, "What do we do now?"
You're not supposed to not come home with your baby. You're supposed to come home with it. And so they induced me, and I was in labor for 24 hours, and then finally I had a C-section, and they handed her to me right away, and they said, "You can hold her for as long as you want to." I was medicated, I was groggy, I was exhausted emotionally, physically, and so I held her for probably 15-20 minutes, and a photographer came and took photos, and I remember handing her to my mom because I thought I was going to drop her because I was so tired. And the next day, I woke up, had breakfast, didn't really think anything of it, and then I asked Tony, "Where's Ashlie?" And he said, "I'll go get her." And so he went and got her, and she was in this big basket, and she was a big baby, and she was kind of shoved in this little basket, and he handed her to me, and she was all wrapped, and she was not the same baby that I had held the night before. She had started to change, and she didn't look the same. And the nurses had said, "You can keep her in the room with you," but I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if that meant you can hold her, you can change her, you can sleep with her, I didn't know what that meant. And so after about 15 minutes, we took some grainy cell phone pictures, and then I gave her back, and that was the last time we saw her.
When she started this organization, we wanted to help other people. So every time we get a chance to help somebody else that goes through this, it's more of a relief to know that Ashley's name is living on. And it's like, we know that you're still alive as long as the last person still remembers your name. And I remember when Ashlie was, before she was born, Aaron kept saying, "Our daughter's going to change the world." None of us knew what that meant. I think we do now, though.
Shattered like you've never been before. The life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. And words fall short in times like these, when this world drives you to your knees. You think you're never gonna get back to the you that you used to be. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday is a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been and tell your heart to beat again. Beginning, just let that word wash over you. It's alright now. Love's healing hands have pulled you through. So get back up, take step one. Leave the darkness, feel the sun. 'Cause your story's far from over, and your journey's just begun. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been and tell your heart to beat again. Let every heart break and every scar be a picture that reminds you who has carried you this far. 'Cause love sees farther than you ever could. In this moment, heaven's working everything for your good. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace.